My name is Cecilia van Pesky. I'm a fellow in Partnership for Peace for the Baker Institute here at Huntingdon, connected to Juniata College. And I've been visiting as a guest lecturer, a visiting professor, and as a fellow for multiple times now, over the time span of, I would say, almost a decade already. And I was fortunate enough that I had the opportunity to also teach at the Baker Institute for extensive period of time. In a winter semester, spring semester, being part of the life of the students here. The students became part of my life, and therefore also the interaction between myself as a faculty member and the student body developed from there. I'm a commander in the Royal Netherlands Navy. I have not been always. My track in my professional career has always been peace, and I've been doing this for several organizations. I have done so for United Nations, I've done so for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, the OSCE. I've done so for the European Council, and I'm doing so at this moment for the Armed Forces in the Netherlands, the Navy in the Netherlands, because I believe that all these different aspects of peace building, only when we include them, like so this holistic approach, only then we really are able to have this peace dividend, this peace progress that I as a person, but we as a world are so much yearning for. And I see that, I think that approach, I would almost call it a liberal arts approach to my professional career. I see this at the Baker Institute, because the Baker Institute offers a multifaceted approach to peace and conflict studies. And I see this, I recognize this in the students here at the Institute, because they too represent all these different facets and encompass all these different facets because of their diversity in nationality, because of their diversity in their backgrounds, the regions they come from in this world, the families they originate from, the type of education they have already been able to receive in their lives, and specifically also their personal interests. Some students are interested in achieving goals when it comes to a diplomatic career, for example. Other students are more interested in governmental service. Today I was teaching a class on conflict management and transformation, and there were two students who were already mentioning themselves that they were considering a career within the armed forces. As peace builders. And I think this is also a new way of how we're looking at current day conflicts. In our world we are confronted with very, I would say, almost old school conflicts at the moment, devastating old school conventional wars, like the war in Ukraine, like the situation we've had a year ago in Afghanistan, which of course is prolonged, the challenges for the peoples of Afghanistan, but also in other conflict-ridden zones where the need for peace mediation, peace facilitating, and eventually peace building is felt more than ever, I would say, in this stable world. In order to build a just, inclusive peace, a sustainable peace, all these different elements that the student can bring, that the faculty member can bring, are needed. Only when these come together in an interdisciplinary way, with using the different talents of people, with using the different knowledge, with using the different perspectives that people can bring in, only then you build this sustainable peace that is there to last. To build it, there is no master plan. We cannot say, like, if you do A, B and C, then it will evolve eventually into peace. We need to research this per situation, per environment. And that's also what's being done here from the side of the Baker Institute. The opportunity for students is being offered to research what is needed to find those ways that will lead mankind, our planet, to peace, and also nations, inter-nation conflicts or intra-nation conflicts, to help build those steps that are needed to come to this sustainable peace. To do so, interdisciplinary approach. Baker Institute has mastered this methodology. It has done so, being one of the oldest organizations in the world working on this specific academic blueprint and academic blueprint, how to offer students the environment that puts them in the position to bring in their different talents, And from that perspective, not only bringing in these different talents, but also emphasizing how needed it is, how necessary it is to have all these perspectives brought into academia, and from academia into the field, into the world of the practitioner. In that sense, peace is everybody's business. Everybody needs to be getting together. Everybody is coming together here in Hanningen to build on this pathway to peace. Peace are you in, because peace is everybody's business.